Do you want to know some places close by your house, really close, where you have an opportunity to catch big bass? Really big bass. Good morning, guys and girls. May 7th catch of the day. May 7th catch of the day. We're going to be looking at 1 Peter 4:12. By the way, if y'all are on our Catch of the Day channel and you're not on Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe to that channel also. We got about 50,000 subscribers over there. Been doing it about 14 months. And it's a great channel. We post 4 times a week over there. Post these Catch of the Days, of course, every single day here on the Catch of the Day devotional channel. 1 Peter 4:12. My friends, do not be surprised at the terrible trouble which now comes to test you. Which now comes to test you. My friends, do not be surprised at the terrible trouble which now comes to test you. If I was to take one step back, that would be a terrible trouble that would come to cripple me, not test me. I don't think that step there would be too good. Step's not bad. The landing would be very detrimental to my health. All right, here's what our devotional wrote about that. Chris and I found a little patch of fish one week on a small flat on the bed of a creek. This spot was only about 50 yards long, but was loaded with good bass. For 3 straight days, we caught 6 to 10 bass every single time we fished this little special honey hole. And then it rained 4 or 5 inches. The lake came up 6 feet. And we couldn't buy a bite on that spot. Couldn't buy a bite. Fishing absolutely ended on that little honey hole. The Bible tells us we'll have terrible times that will come along. Most all of us, we've already been there. We'll know that they'll come again. That's just how life is. My preacher buddy Andy Bowman said, someone's having trouble that they've just been through, or they're going through right now, or they're fixing to go through. And that's just how life is. So, how do we make it through these tests? We make it by God's amazing grace. That's right. He has mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of grace. And He's just waiting to give it to His chosen one. If you've made God Lord of your life, if you're honoring Him with your life, you put Him first in your life, you are His chosen one. And that's something? God chose you. God chose me. Wow, is that special? When terrible trouble happens, God will always be right there on the spot with just enough amazing grace to see us through every single time. You know, we've been through a period of time here, March, April, May, where we've lost 60, 70,000 Americans to the flu. A lot of them, you know, were people that had a lot of underlying conditions that might have taken their life anyway. But we've gone through economic times that are really pretty much in our lifetime. Those of us that came along after the Great Depression have never seen. We lost 30 million jobs in a very short period of time. We've gone through a real struggle in this country, but we're coming out of it big time. We're coming out of it big time. But things have been tough for a lot of people. And can I tell you that if you're still alive, if that virus didn't get you, God saved you. If that virus didn't get you, God's going to help you. His grace is going to see you through no matter what happens. And He'll see you through over and over and over again. I've had some things happen during this coronavirus from an economic standpoint. We still been hit pretty hard economically, but we would have been hit drastically hard economically had not some of these things happened. And some of them are just amazing the way that God orchestrated it. And I know that a lot of you are still out there looking for work. A lot of you lost jobs that you had maybe 30 or 40 years. God's got you in the palm of His hand. If you belong to Him, He belongs to you. And He'll find you a job, a better one probably than you had. A lot of you have been called back to your jobs. Grateful for that. Thank Him for that. Praise Him. Here's our tip for the day. Talking about where to find big fish. This is really true here in Oklahoma. I think it's true about everywhere. Search out small city lakes for some surprisingly great fishing. Surprisingly great fishing. Here in Oklahoma, the Wildlife Department stocked limited numbers of Florida bass in a lot of city lakes in Oklahoma. Around Oklahoma City, around Tulsa, Prague, Okmulgee, Ardmore. Put Florida bass that have grown to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pounds in some of these smaller lakes around Oklahoma. These fish not only have grown up to be really large, they've had offspring that have grown up to be really large. Most of those bass they put in here bred with either another Florida bass or with a native largemouth, a northern largemouth we call them, Texas bass here in Oklahoma, and produce hybrids. So we've got some really, really big fish in some of these city lakes around. And I would name off a few, but my buddy Josh Jones would kill me if I told you 3 or 4 of his favorites where he's caught lots of fish in excess of 8 pounds this year. And I've been there helping him catch some of those. But just about every city lake has got surprisingly great fishing. And you can take electronics like we've got to fish nowadays, like that Garmin Live Scope, and you can find some of those big fish and you can catch them where they've been overlooked and really, more than anything else, not even fished for. So go out there and have you a great week this week, guys and girls. I love you.